Hi there. My name is Jeff Hall. Welcome to GatorNewsFeeds. I am the CEO of GatorNewsFeeds, which is a news aggregator or content aggregator. I'll be walking you through how the site works today and how it applies to you. Now, I wasn't always the CEO of GatorNewsFeeds. I have been working on a site called The Latest or thelatest.com for several years now, and I'm going to show you that and tell you how it ties in with Gator Newsfeeds. TheLatest.com is a news site. I come out of the newspaper background. We have top stories on serious topics. We have trending news, entertainment, sports, lifestyle, extra. We have an opinion section called The Latest Thinking, which we have down here. These people on the right-hand side are offering commentary and analysis on what's going on in the news today. Today is March 1st, 2018. You can also personalize your experience on the latest by saving things to read them later, etc., etc. It's a great news aggregator. We're very proud of it. And now that we're up and running, people are asking us, hey, can we take your template here and use it to build a brand new site all about cryptocurrency or cannabis or celebrity gossip or whatever the topic might be? And the answer is yes. And we can actually make it even simpler than that. Chances are good you already have a website. So what we're going to talk about today is taking what we do here and then creating what's called an API and plugging it directly into your site. So right here in the middle, this middle column, you can have a news feed on any topic whatsoever. Now, we cover all the bases. We have serious news, entertainment, we have sports. We've got it all. Chances are you only cover one topic at a time. So that's good. We can really focus in on one thing and do a super job of it. Right now, for any particular topic that we cover, we have about maybe 10, 20 sources for each topic. So tech, we probably have 10 or 20 sources. On your site, if you are really highly specialized, you might want 30 or 40 sources, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. Okay, so what happened here is we tried to work with outside aggregators, and as it turns out, nobody could do what we wanted them to do. We actually got fired by two aggregators, and one of them wanted to charge us $2,000 a month, and then when they saw how intense our data requirements were, they wanted to charge us $35,000 a month, and we said, forget it, we're out of here. And our programmer said, hey, look, I can build one of these things. And I said, well, wait a minute. If all of these geniuses at all these other companies that we've tried to work with can't do it, what makes us think we can do it? And he said, trust me, I'll figure it out. It'll take 2 or 3 weeks. It ended up taking 2 or 3 years, but we hung in there. And now that we have thelatest.com up and running, we think it's actually the best news and information aggregator on the planet. So what we're trying to do now is work with people like you to supply you with a news feed that you will pay us for, and our prices are reasonable, don't worry. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And then when you come on board as a client of ours, you're going to help us support our journalistic mission, which really is thelatest.com. That's my first love. This is what I want to do, but everything takes money. And so if we can license our news feed to you, we can help you create a better site on your site, and you can help us build up thelatest.com. So that gets right to the question, why would anybody even want a news feed? Well, first of all, I think it would make you look very professional. Let's say you are into, what are you into? You could be into nuclear physics. So now our system is scouring the internet to tell us all the new stories that are coming in that include the phrase nuclear physics. So if you have a site all about nuclear physics, this same news feed that you're looking at right now could appear on your site. It's done via something called an API. We create the signal on our end, we shoot it to your system, and then you can absorb it, and this thing would appear right on your site. It's not hard to do. Another reason for having newsfeed is that it causes people to hang around your site a little longer. So here I've clicked on celebrity. Maybe you have a celebrity site. Well, in addition to all that you do already on your site, you can actually have an up-to-the-moment live news feed talking about everything that's going on in the world of celebrity. So maybe instead of spending 1 or 2 minutes on your site, your users will start spending 5 or 10 minutes on your site. And last but not least, we have this thing here called the latest thinking. So you could use this for your own purposes. You could have members of your team write opinion pieces. You could write your own opinion pieces. You could open this up to your client base. It just makes you more interactive, and it's good marketing for you, I think, to position yourself as a thought leader here. So here's Ilsa. She's writing about Kylie Jenner. She gives you her opinion on Kylie Jenner. People can comment on it down below here. So it's just one more feature. So if you have a WordPress site, we can work with you to make this look just like your current WordPress site with all of your fonts and everything that you use. It's not that hard to do. So just having a news feed on your site is good for your users. So now let's get serious here. There are several questions we need to ask you. It'll take about 5 or 10 minutes. We're old-fashioned. We like face-to-face or Skype or phone. And what we want to do is walk you through our menu. We have the number of sources that you want. We want to know if you want any keyword filters. For example, here's our example on our site, online gaming news. We have all the most recent stories about online gaming. But let's say you only want stories about Nintendo. So if you click here, then boom, your filter suddenly narrows its focus only to stories that include Nintendo. Now, not every site will need keyword filters, but we think it's a pretty nifty feature, and if you want it, that's one of our menu items. Another thing that we need to ask you about is how fast do you want your site to update? Because we're a news site, we're updating all the time. This section over here called Breaking News updates every 2 minutes. Top Stories updates every 20 or 30 minutes. I can't remember right now. I think entertainment is once an hour. I think sports is faster because people want to keep up with scores. The other issue we need to ask you about is how far back do you want your archives to go? Ours go back about 2 years, but maybe you only want 24 hours or a week or 30 days or 6 months. That's another thing that will impact the amount of data we need to store for you, so it will impact your price. I showed you how the search bar up here works. You could have a search bar on your site. Here's another feature we can show you. We cover a lot of politics, and we're proud of the fact that we are politically neutral. So if it's a political story, today's March 1st, 2018, everybody's talking about gun control. We have Mediaite, Intercept, Esquire, Fox News, Reuters, The Atlantic, NPR, Politico. They're all talking about the same story at the same time. We don't have any political agenda. And this feature, by the way, could work for new iPhone releases, things where all of a sudden on one day everybody's going to be talking about the same thing. So every subject is different. Politics is sort of our claim to fame because we're neutral. People like that right now, given our toxic environment that exists out there in our society. And you can see here on the latest thinking section of our site, we have a lot of people who want to talk about Trump. And we offer the opportunity for liberals, moderates, conservatives. We love them all. We want everybody to feel like they can weigh in. And everybody here is talking about Trump and Russia and gun control. Politics tends to be a pretty hot topic. But, people for different topics, they get crazy about them. I'm talking to some people right now about cryptocurrency. We built this section of our site the other day, and this is the kind of thing we can do for you. Here's all the crypto news. These people on the right here are talking about crypto. You can click on blockchain here, and suddenly all of the stories below will filter and show you just blockchain. There's just an awful lot of stuff we can do. Now, some people have said, well, why don't I just buy your whole suite of services here, and we'll basically take your entire template, clone it, and create a brand new site all about military affairs or whatever the topic might be. We can do that. And this is our top of the end option, top of the line option here. This would cost around $1,500 a month. If you only wanted a news feed with maybe 5 sources in it, with very little archiving, that could be like $150 a month. Chances are you're going to be somewhere in the middle, or slightly lower than middle, or slightly higher than middle. But if you wanted to talk to us about taking our entire site, cloning it, and repurposing it for your topic, that's something we can definitely talk about. So go back to Gator. We aren't big on filling out forms. We want to make it really easy for us and you. You just tell us what you want. We'll build it for you. In summary, we think we're better. We think we're simpler. We think we can get this up and running much faster than if you work with another aggregator, and we will save you money. So we talk a little bit about our pricing, different ideas we can explore, and then we tell you about us. Here I am. I'm a newspaper guy, former VP at the LA Times. Here's Cindy. She's in charge of all of our customer service. The two of us will be working with you to figure out what you want, how we're going to price it, and then we'll build it for you. And now I will say we invite you to just fill this out. This is the only form we want you to fill out. Who are you? And then send it in, and then we'll be in touch with you, and we'll set up a time to go over this in more detail. It's very quick, very simple. We think you're going to like it, and we look forward to hearing from you. Gator Newsfeeds, again, the name is Jeff Hall. Welcome to Gator Newsfeeds.